I literally hate customers more than anything in the entire world. I hate them so much.
Bosses finding the worst employees on Undercover Boss. You've seen Undercover Bosses reward hardworking staff with surprises and compliments, but not this time. Today, the script is flipped. This isn't about heartwarming scenes, this is about the jaw-dropping, did they actually say that on camera type of chaos. From front desk disasters to dramatic breakdowns in swimwear, we're exposing the most cringeworthy, unprofessional, and absolutely fireable moments ever caught on Undercover Boss. Buckle up, because these employees didn't just break the rules, they demolished them in front of company leadership.
Jessica's not in a bikini top. I was pissed.
1. Masttec. High voltage lessons and generosity. Undercover boss Jose Mas, CEO of Masttec, goes undercover at his massive energy and telecom construction firm.
While undercover, I'll be posing as Manny Medina, a gym teacher from Eagle, Colorado, who's been recently laid off.
Oh my god.
In the season 3 finale, no one loses their job in this episode, but it's packed with surprising drama as Jose runs into both real and metaphorical explosions during his secret mission. Instead of spotlighting bad behavior, the episode highlights the tough conditions employees face in risky jobs and how a leader reacts when things take an unexpected turn. Right from the start, Maz is immersed in the high-risk environment his employees deal with daily. While working below ground as a utility tech, he's startled by a loud blast, safely triggered by a worker as a prank. "You scared the hell out of me, man," Jose blurts out, clearly rattled as the crew laughs at the harmless initiation joke.
Just kidding, man. How was it? You guys scared?
The prank drives home how dangerous the job can be and how vital safety is. Later, Maz admits he didn't perform well handling heavy machinery, a rare case of a boss struggling on his own show, but at least he didn't lose his eyebrows in the explosion. As the week progresses, Jose meets workers dealing not with attitude problems, but with intense personal hardships. Wendy, for example, suffers from fibromyalgia, which leaves her in pain and has damaged her teeth due to medication side effects. Despite it all, she keeps working hard, even though she worries about being judged for an invisible illness. Another worker shares how her job brings shame in her neighborhood, where people look down on ditch digging or pole climbing, not realizing how essential such work is. This opens Jose's eyes to the stigma surrounding vital yet undervalued roles like keeping power and communication running. The big reveal is where Jose shows his heart as a leader. After disclosing his identity, he meets with each worker to show appreciation and offer rewards. For Wendy, he pays for dental care to fix the harm caused by her meds, helping her regain her smile. He also sets up workplace support for her condition. For the worker facing community judgment, Jose launches a new outreach program, naming her a community ambassador to raise awareness about her job's value. When Jose learns a worker has been cutting corners for speed, he chooses not to fire him, but to retrain him, prioritizing safety and growth. The finale ends on a positive note, with Jose stepping up for his staff. He starts a retirement plan for a senior worker and funds a scholarship for a lineman's college-bound daughter. His generosity is evident, and the experience pushes him to rethink company benefits and policies. Jose sees that helping employees through better healthcare or public awareness isn't just thoughtful, it's essential for a stronger, more satisfied team. There may not have been any villains, but a few standout moments still emerged, like the prank explosion and the worker skipping safety steps. Yet Jose tackled these with grace and a constructive approach, opting for guidance over discipline. The episode stands out as a reminder that Undercover Boss doesn't need a bad apple to be compelling. Sometimes all it takes is a sincere look at workers' lives and a bit of humanity. And if a few sparks fly, that's just part of the growth. Bikini's Sports Bar and Grill, Bikini Gate, and the Boob Job bonus. Undercover boss Doug Guller, CEO of Bikini Sports Bar and Grill, goes incognito at his restaurant chain.
Going undercover gives me that opportunity to see it at its very core.
I like it.
This episode left viewers both entertained and appalled, largely due to Guller's own behavior. The worst employee moment has a twist. While the workers' actions are questionable, it's the CEO's response that truly stirred backlash. Enter Jessica, a bartender at a Texas branch, who breaks the company's #1 rule: she refuses to wear the bikini top during filming. On camera day, she opts for a plain pink t-shirt, as shown above, instead of the brand's signature revealing bikini. Her reason? Because we're on TV, she says, unwilling for her grandma or the world to see her in barely their attire.
Because bartenders don't have to wear bikinis?
You are supposed to be wearing a bikini. I just chose not to since we're on TV.
Awesome.
In most jobs, modesty isn't a fireable offense, but at a place literally named Bikinis, Guller saw this as a betrayal of the brand. Doug Guller becomes furious when he realizes his undercover shift is missing the expected skin exposure. "The sign on our building doesn't say shirts," he remarks in a confessional. "It says bikinis. I mean, come on." Earlier, he'd used some colorful language to express how pissed he was about the dress code defiance.
Our building doesn't say shirts, it's called bikinis. I mean, come on.
In fairness, Jessica wasn't exactly a top-tier employee otherwise. She overserved a visibly drunk customer, a serious violation in hospitality, and bluntly told undercover Doug that the bikini's job definitely isn't going to be permanent for her. "I wouldn't do it if it didn't help pay the bills, that's for sure," she added, signaling her exit strategy.
Do it if it didn't help pay the bills, that's for sure. This is definitely not going to be permanent. I'm on the search right now.
So, she violated uniform policy, may have endangered a guest, and openly admitted she wasn't planning to stay. Not great. Yet the fallout made viewers side more with her than the CEO. During the episode's conclusion, Guller reveals himself and sits Jessica down for a talk, which swiftly becomes a termination. He cites the t-shirt incident and says he's firing her due to her lack of passion for the role. Jessica takes it in stride, but audiences were stunned. Why? Because mere moments later, the CEO gives another employee, Grace, a reward that many found wildly inappropriate. Grace, a 23-year-old waitress who'd worked alongside Guller at another bikini site, had impressed him with her cheerful energy. She enjoyed the job and even joked with new guy Doug that she'd only changed the uniform by making my boobies a little bigger.
The thing I changed about the outfit is make my boobies a little bigger, and that's about it.
That playful line led to one of the show's most controversial moments. At the finale, Guller offers Grace a deal. If she excels for 6 months, he'll cover the cost of her breast augmentation surgery. Yes, a breast job as a workplace reward. He also appoints her to head a new marketing campaign, since who better to promote a breast-themed brand than its top babe? Meanwhile, viewers are in disbelief. Did the CEO really fire one woman for not exposing enough, then bribe another to expose more? The hypocrisy was so extreme, it felt like satire. Even Guller's voiceover couldn't cover the inconsistency. Right after accusing Jessica of lacking passion for choosing a shirt over a bikini, he praises Grace as the model bikinis babe, despite her admitting she'd been fired like 4 or 5 times before for things like not showing up and being on her phone. Ironically, Jessica might have been more responsible overall. 3. GSI Commerce, heartbreak on the warehouse floor. Undercover boss Michael Rubin, CEO of GSI Commerce, goes undercover at his company's e-commerce distribution centers.
I want to see how's my team playing during the most important moment of the game.
Not every powerful moment on Undercover Boss stems from bad employee conduct. Some come from deeply personal tragedies that move even stoic CEOs to tears. In this Season 1 episode, Michael meets Adam, a warehouse worker. What starts as a typical workplace conversation quickly becomes an emotional confession. Adam reveals he recently suffered 2 crushing losses. His newborn daughter died during childbirth, and on that same day, his former employer fired him. Yes, seriously, while grieving the death of his baby girl, he was also dismissed for not showing up to work. On the warehouse floor, Adam shares his story with undercover Michael. "I lost my daughter, and that day I couldn't make it to work on Black Friday," he says, his voice trembling, "and they fired me for it."
I ended up losing my daughter, and the day that I lost my daughter, I was unable to go in and work that Black Friday.
The heaviness of his experience hangs in the air. Reuben, himself a father, is visibly emotional. "I hate to ask, but how did you lose your daughter?" "I have a daughter too," he replies softly. Adam explains there were complications at birth, and her heart stopped, something the doctors still can't explain. As if that weren't enough, Adam and his fiancée had to use all their savings for funeral costs and to buy burial plots to someday be buried beside their daughter.
Now, since we have our daughter buried, we're really trying to save up enough money to get the 2 plots next to our daughter at the cemetery there, so.
The depth of this story is something no executive expects to encounter during a covert company visit. Later, Ruben confesses this was the one encounter that truly caught him off guard. Hearing your story just crushed me. I thought I was ready for a lot, but I wasn't prepared for what you shared, Ruben says after unveiling his identity.
I would be full of it if I said that I was remotely prepared for what you told me.
During the emotional reveal at headquarters, the atmosphere is thick with emotion. Viewers and participants alike are visibly affected. Touched by Adam's resilience, Ruben resolves to offer meaningful help. He can't take away the pain, but he wants to ease the road ahead. Knowing the couple had postponed their wedding, Ruben pledges $10,000 to fund the wedding of their dreams.
I'd like to put $10,000 toward your wedding.
It's one of the series' most memorable scenes, so heartfelt that even the film crew is probably getting choked up. Adam is overcome by the gesture. "I'm speechless, honestly. I can't believe you do this for me," he says through tears.
I cannot believe what you're willing to do for, for just me.
In a follow-up interview, Ruben admits Adam's story stayed with him long after filming. He realized that corporate policies, while logical on paper, can utterly fail people in moments of crisis. The follow-up segment doesn't confirm all the details, but we're left to believe that Ruben's gift helped make Adam's wedding a reality, and that he got to celebrate joyfully with his fiancée. Adam remained employed at GSI Commerce, which was later acquired by eBay, hopefully in a more compassionate environment than the cell phone job that terminated him. This scene is often cited as one of the most touching in the show's history. It wasn't about exposing bad behavior, it was about spotlighting the pain employees quietly carry and the humanity leaders must show in response. For viewers expecting lighthearted scenes like a CEO fumbling with a mop, Adam's story delivered something far more profound. It became a testament to how life's most devastating moments can intersect with work, and how a leader's empathy can change everything. For Retro Fitness, the front desk manager from hell. Undercover boss Eric Casaburi, CEO of Retro Fitness, goes undercover as Barry, a new hire. This episode delivers one of the most jaw-dropping breakdowns ever aired on the show. Casaburi is paired with Jacqueline Colucci, the front desk supervisor, who wastes no time displaying a horrible work ethic. Instead of properly training the incognito CEO, Jacqueline spends much of her shift taking selfies instead of helping gym members. Her disdain for customers is blatant, and she makes no effort to hide it. Members are literally dumb, she tells her confused trainee, complaining about their endless questions and interruptions.
Members, they're literally stupid. They don't know anything. They don't know how to use a machine, so they're over here.
When assigned basic duties, she replies, "I am not a slave." A statement that stunned audiences and likely Casaburi as well.
Not a slave. I don't work for you.
She even blurts out, "Sometimes I just want to punch people in the face." Her tirade is filled with crude remarks and open contempt, leaving the disguised CEO visibly stunned. And yes, this was broadcast, her behavior was so outrageous that some viewers thought it must have been scripted. Casaburi is visibly shaken after what he calls the worst employee I've ever come across. He determines that Jacqueline's attitude crosses the line from coaching opportunity to urgent problem. In a dramatic moment, he contacts the local franchise owner, Bob, to confront the issue in person. The firing is intense. "We need to let you go," Bob says calmly but firmly. "Someone with that attitude can't be at the front desk. I'm disappointed."
To make it any more clear, I can't have you behind a counter like this. I'm disappointed, Jack.
Casaburi then drops the disguise, ensuring Jacqueline is officially terminated. How does she take it? Jacqueline tries to brush it off. "Maybe I dropped an F-bomb," she says with a smirk, before tossing out another one while storming out.
And yeah, maybe I dropped the bomb. Sorry. God forbid me, seriously.
Like, I can't even deal. It might be the only time on Undercover Boss someone swore their way through a firing they completely brought on themselves. Where is she now? In the follow-up special Epic Employees, Jacqueline reappears with a noticeably more humble demeanor. She acknowledges her bad behavior. "I was young and dumb," she admits of her infamous TV moment. Since then, her life has taken a surprising turn, not toward social media fame, but toward caregiving. Jacqueline started a new chapter as a caregiver at an assisted living center in New Jersey. "I've matured. Life teaches you lessons," she reflects, expressing regret for her past mistakes. The irony is striking. The same woman who once disrespected customers and posed for endless selfies now devotes her time to supporting the elderly. It's a comeback few saw coming. In the end, Kasaburi succeeded in removing a toxic employee and found a story that became a valuable lesson for leaders everywhere. 5. Boston Market, the customer-hating supervisor. Undercover Boss, Sarah Bittorf, Chief Brand Officer of Boston Market, goes undercover as Rachel, a new server in training.
"I'm going undercover because I need to figure out how to take this brand further." Holy moly.
If you thought instant firings were rare, meet Ronnie, a shift leader at Boston Market who openly bashes customers. Bittorf's undercover mission at a Duluth, Georgia location starts off calmly, but things take a dramatic turn when Ronnie goes on a rant. While pretending to train Rachel, he delivers a venomous tirade against the people he's supposed to serve. "I honestly hate customers more than anything in life. I hate them so deeply," he says, fully aware the cameras are on him.
I literally hate customers more than anything in the entire world. I hate them so much.
He complains that customers are awful, everything's about them, they want it all. This isn't a casual remark, he's serious, even though the camera crew is clearly filming. Ronnie must have assumed the footage would never be reviewed. Big mistake. Bittorf is so stunned by Ronnie's open hostility that she steps away to compose herself. "I represent this brand and this is what I'm witnessing. I won't tolerate it," she says, visibly upset. You can almost feel her anger rising beneath the fake waitress uniform. Realizing the damage to the company's reputation, Bittorf makes a bold decision. She ends the undercover assignment mid-shift. She storms back in, confronts Ronnie with the store manager, and says, "I can't keep someone who says they hate our guests."
I can't have someone who just told me that they hate customers more than anything in the world serving our guests.
That's against everything we stand for. That's when Rachel, the waitress, reveals her true identity, Sarah, the CEO, and Ronnie is left stunned. He's immediately fired on camera, setting a new undercover boss precedent. He became the first employee to be terminated during filming, though certainly not the last. Ronnie's reaction is a mix of arrogance and denial. He tries to defend himself. "I'd say I'd change, but I didn't think I was that bad. I don't think hating people is wrong," he says.
It's not wrong of me to hate people.
Yes, Ronnie believes it's okay to loathe customers, as long as he doesn't say it to their faces. He also complains about being caught. "Now this big lady from Boston Market knows what I said, and that's just unfair," he grumbles, referring to Bittorf's power, not her appearance. Pro tip, don't insult your boss's boss on your way out. In one last bizarre moment, Ronnie compares himself to a celebrity. Earlier, he called himself the Kim Kardashian of Boston Market, and after being fired, he rebrands as the Shirley Temple of Unemployment, America's sweetheart. You can't make this stuff up. Ronnie turned his firing into a weird claim to fame. Whether we're stunned by a rogue employee's outrageous behavior, cringing at a CEO's tone-deaf decisions, or moved by a heartwarming act of kindness, one thing is clear. Undercover Boss has delivered some of the most unforgettable moments in reality TV. When unexpected events unfold, whether it's a major workplace mishap or a touching gesture, it creates the kind of drama that keeps us hooked. The magic of the show lies in its ability to blend both the highs and lows of corporate life. Often, the worst moments, like a rogue employee's actions or a boss's poor choices, highlight the best traits of those leading the companies. There are times when a CEO is faced with a crisis, but through it, they rise to the challenge, showing real leadership and empathy. For instance, when the show focuses on employees dealing with personal struggles or a toxic work environment, the best leaders step in with solutions that go beyond immediate fixes, often making a profound impact on their employees' lives. On the flip side, the story of Doug Guller from Bikini Sports Bar and Grill serves as a reminder of how CEOs can take a misguided approach. His decision to reward one employee with breast augmentation surgery as a performance incentive while firing another for not following the dress code is a prime example of what not to do in leadership. Undercover Boss consistently delivers these reality TV moments while also functioning as a corporate cautionary tale, showing both the successes and failures in the business world. And as viewers, we can't help but be captivated. The mix of drama, humor, and genuine human connection keeps us eagerly watching every episode.